welcome everybody to our October edition of Behind the Lines.
Good morning, or whatever part of the day it is. It's morning for us right now.
That's right.
I love this time of the year, y'all. It's great for multiple reasons. The trees are beautiful, the weather's cool, and it's probably the time of the year we're least likely to have a major storm. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I love this time of year.
Fall is definitely in the air, and in fact, we are poised to have our first real cold snap of the year. And that's why we've brought our home energy expert, trusted energy advisor, Ronnie Vernon, in to kind of talk about things to be prepared for. Ronnie, welcome.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. So, Ronnie, you are a longtime veteran of energy audits and providing guidance to folks for energy efficiency and whatnot. What's the biggest thing to think about this time of year?
Well, when we're switching over from turning the ACs off and going to heating, I tell most folks this would be a good time of year to have their units serviced. The biggest thing that most people can do on their own would be change that filter. And I recommend changing that filter monthly. Just buy the cheap throwaway filters and change it monthly. Don't buy those specialty catch-all, allergy-free, da-da-da
I'm glad you said that because I need to change my filter at home.
I tell everybody, change that filter when you get your light bill. We're going to send you one once a month. Right, okay, Brian?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How long have you been doing this, Ronnie?
30 years come June.
So you're proficient at this point. That's pretty good.
I think I've seen every house it is in,
I bet
in
you
our
have. All 50,000 of them, huh?
Most of them.
Several of them multiple times. Most of them, I see them every year or so.
Thank you for the service you do, Ronnie. We brag about that a lot. I know John and I do. The energy audit, the outreach. You know, some people might think it's counterintuitive that we're in the electric business, but we're trying to provide ways for you to reduce your electric bill. So thank you for that.
It's important to save that money on that light bill.
It is very important.
It is. And speaking of that, we are going to see the temperatures go down and probably stay down for the majority of the next few months. And that's kind of one of the myths of the electric business is that in the winter and the summer that the rates go up. But that's not the case, is it?
The rates don't go up. What happens is when we switch from heating to cooling, it actually costs more to heat your house. And a lot of that is weather conditions. Number one, during the summer, we're most of the time gone to work during the day when it's the 95 degrees outside. During the wintertime, we're coming home at that 5 and 6 o'clock at night. That's when the temperatures are dropping. Also, we're trying to maintain somewhere around 70 degrees in our house during the wintertime, and it's 35 degrees outside. So we got a temperature difference of that 35 degrees there. During the summertime, we're trying to maintain that 70, 75, and it's 95 degrees outside. So only a 20 degree temperature difference. So actually costs more to heat.
And then one of the other things that people do need to think about is that a lot of folks in the South heat with strip heat, whether that's a portable heater or the emergency strip heat on your heat pump.
I go to a lot of houses and they've got these little bitty heaters sitting around everywhere. Those little heaters cost you about 15 cents an hour to run. And they heat a spot that'll keep us three warm. David over there is going to be cold. So at 15 cents an hour, very expensive. A single wide house trailer during a cold winter month, it will run most of the month about $90 a month for each heater. And it'll take 3 or 4 to keep it warm.
So things to think about at that point, let's just say that's what I'm heating with, or, I don't have a lot of means to go through some of the programs or do some of the hire contractors come in and make my house better for wintertime. What can folks do that are kind of low cost, easy things?
Well, if you've got the ability, go out, maybe do some caulking and foaming, stop some of that infiltration of air coming in your house or your warm air leaving the house. Caulking around windows, making sure windows are shut, repairing some maybe broken glass or something like that. I find that a lot on these energy audits where you go out and, a window's up 2 or 3 inches and it's like, hey, if you close this window, you could save some electricity. So
cracked windows, same thing. If you can caulk it up or put some foam on it.
Weather stripping around doors,
Yeah. Well, the rule of thumb is what? If you can see light, you better do something about
better
it
do
because
something.
you're losing all of the air that you're trying to condition at that
correct.
point. And you can get the foam stuff pretty easily at Lowe's or Walmart, right? You're just looking for those
any hardware stores.
holes in the walls or whatever. Go ahead and just use that foam it up.
That's correct.
So, well, then we also have a lot of programs that we offer. We're very aggressive in what we do as far as having things for folks to use, regardless of your where you are in the world, whether you're renting, because a lot of times renters can't make those changes. The landlord has to do it. So, we'll come and look at it, give you those tips for that. We also have programs that you guys run for, folks who want to make major changes.
We've got the heat pump program where folks can go through Fort County and have a heat pump installed in their house. You can add that to your light bill at 6% interest over a 10-year period, so it makes the payments low enough that it doesn't run up your light bill. Most of the times we see it where that it reduces the light bill enough that it comes close to making the payment. We can't make that promise because everybody runs it differently. But having your unit serviced really makes them work better. Changing the filter makes them work better. Biggest payout that you can get to see and the quickest payback is attic insulation. If you don't have enough attic insulation in your attic, add some more attic insulation, and it'll usually pay for itself in 2 to 3 years.
And so we do have programs
We
for
do
that
have a
too. We
program
have our
for attic insulation.
Energy Right residential services where we'll come out, kind of give you a look at what your house looks like, give you some recommendations, and then we have a quality contractor list of guys that will come and do the work. You can pick anybody you want off that list, and they'll come and do. Then we'll come back and inspect it,
We come back and inspect it. That's the biggest thing is we come back and inspect it because the average person not going to get up in their attic after they've blown the attic, and so we go up in there and make sure that they've blown the whole attic, not just half of it. So.
And they don't necessarily know. I wouldn't know what I'm looking for. If somebody puts insulation in my attic, I assume that I don't know what the pros know. So,
Ronnie, thank you for what you do. We tell people all the time that our mission is to improve the quality of life of all those that we touch. And Fort County, in my opinion, I'm biased now, has a great reputation, great name. And I think the work and service you do to our members that own this co-op is a testament to that. It's just one other way we're here to reach out. We want to be your energy provider. If you have questions about your light bill, reach out to us. And Ronnie, you're providing a great service, done so for 30 years, and thank you for that.
Thank you. I try and go out there and I try and reduce their power bill. So
Yes, sir.
I want it. The way I tell folks is when I'm coming out there, I say, this is what I would tell my grandparents to do. So, that's the way I treat everybody when I go out there. So.
Thank you for that, Ronnie.
yep. And when we go places, and especially when we're at events and whatnot, people know Mr. Ronnie. Mr. Ronnie came to my house. He told me this and told me that. So they're usually pretty happy with him. So. If you have questions about your light bill, like Brian said, if you have interest in our programs, give us a call. We'll be glad to set something up for you to come out. We also have calculators and whatnot on our website where you can go and sort of see how much appliances cost you to use, kind of look at things in that perspective, and online accounts. Set up an online account.
Yeah.
Look at what you're using month to month. That
Yes.
helps you. Knowledge is power.
That's right.
So you can put our app on your smartphone and check it that way. You can go online on your regular laptop or your desktop computer. And then we have alerts too. That's something, Ronnie, that we've really
daily
seen.
alerts. Here the last 2 years, we've been adding daily alerts to customers' houses, especially those ones that call and complain about their light bill. Hey, we're going to send you a text every day saying what your usage was, and you would not believe how many people are getting those, and then versus waiting the whole month and getting your light bill, and they've got that shock, they at least get that daily alert and they can think back a day or two ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I
It really makes more sense when you see my bill today's $5 and yesterday it was $2. You remember that it was 30 degrees last night, or it was 110 degrees yesterday.
That's right.
I had 8 or 10 extra folks over for
Yeah,
the
with
weekend.
the door open. Yeah, my kids
for the
left the door.
weekend,
Yeah.
cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. So.
That's a really neat function.
It is a great function, and it keeps you, if there is something wrong, if your heat strips are stuck on or you've got leak in your water heater
we've
or
had
something.
thermostats stuck on.
Thermostats, all that stuff. At least it tells you when you see that go up several days at a time. Call us then,
Yes.
instead of waiting 30 days and having a much larger bill. So there's usually something that can be done about
Get it
that.
fixed then versus having a $600 light bill.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff that we do. Ronnie and Junior Eads, your partner in that, y'all are doing a great job. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Our members overwhelmingly say that 4 County Electric Power is a name they can always trust. That trust isn't something you can buy. It has to be earned. With respect, dependability, sincerity, honesty, integrity, and service. We say thank you to the men and women of 4 County who earn our members' trust each and every day. We are proud of them and proud to serve our member owners.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Glad to have Ronnie here talking about energy efficiency. Now we'll move on to sort of the thing we talk about every time, and that's broadband.
Yeah, we wear a lot of hats. Y'all do a great job, John, by the way. And, we talk about it every podcast. You can't see him. There is a wizard behind the camera, David Kilpatrick. David, thank you for the work you do. But, yes, broadband is blowing and going. We have some good contractors and great employees working for us. We hit a huge milestone this past week.
That's
John,
right.
You want to talk about that?
We signed up our 2,000th customer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is less than a year
Yeah.
since we actually started hooking folks up. So
Roughly 10 months. I think we hooked the first person up in December. early
mid-December. It was the 10th or 15th, somewhere
Yes.
around there. So we are
Yes.
coming up on that anniversary.
Yes.
Oddly enough, it's been a crazy busy year, but we are really moving
We
on
are.
this project.
And people are loving it. We go to Rotary Club meetings, Kiwanis Club, all kind of clubs in the community, and people love the product and the service. It feels good to go talk to people, and they genuinely are very happy with the product you provide. John, I haven't heard anything negative. Have you heard anything?
I've not heard any negative. Now, there's with a startup like this, you're always going to have some bumps in the
Yeah.
road. There's always going to be some bumps in the road, but those are more process driven as
Yeah.
opposed to product driven.
Well, I'll say that the negative I've heard is, can you build it faster?
That's right.
And when we started this, we communicated that it would probably be a 4-year build. We're 1 year into it, and it looks like we might be a third of the way through with the mainline fiber. So let me pause you before you think we're too far ahead of schedule. Remember, there's 3 functions to this, and that's the main line, which is what's immediately on the roads and highways, and then the drop, which is from that to your house, and then the install. So the drops and installs take some time, so be patient with us. But we love to hear from you. So we've heard from about 4,000 people so far that want it or interested in it. But if you're interested, your neighbor has it, your cousin has it, reach out to us. We can answer a lot of questions for you.
That's right. You can go online to the website and sign up, and that's www.4cfastnet.com. You can find out, get an idea of when we're coming, and go ahead and put your information in, let us know, or just give us a call on our 800 number, and anybody would be happy to answer those questions for you. And an interesting thing, a very positive thing that we talked about yesterday is, we started in the CARES Act areas, and those were very defined areas that we got a matching grant from the state. And we talked about yesterday, we've got about an 80% take rate
Within
in those areas.
Yes, that's amazing.
Right.
But remember, we started in the most rural part of our system, so those people really didn't have much of an option. And that aligns with our mission, right?
That's right.
We wanted to help those people first. It would have been easier cash flow wise to go to where we were more densely populated, the towns, but that's not at our heart and soul what we're here to do. I want to reminisce for a little bit, John. You and I are about the same age. Do you remember in the 90s the dial-up internet?
Oh, yeah.
We probably need that ringtone somewhere. But how far have we come in such a little amount of time to where, remember, you would try to download a song and it would take all night?
That's right. And if somebody tried to get on the phone while you were doing it,
Yes.
it started all over again.
Yes. And now, what we're using the internet for, and that's everything.
Everything.
From, it used to be just entertainment, maybe a little education. But now it's a lot of education, a lot of entertainment, a lot of connectivity to the world.
Health. We've got my wife, we just were at a doctor's appointment in Jackson, and they've set us up for our next appointment to do it via Zoom, so that
Yes.
you don't actually have to go down to Jackson and spend half a day and take off from work and do all that stuff. You can do it in an hour at your house.
Isn't that
It's
great?
amazing. Yes.
And used to you would go to the doctor and they would say, let's try this medicine. Maybe they still do that, and then come back in a month and let's see how it's working. Well, I think they have the ability now, hopefully, with the internet and the immediate data, that they can change your course without waiting 30 days.
That's right.
I think you're going to see that. It's just really a change in the way we live, especially with coronavirus this year. Being able to live your life without being in such a large group setting, and the convenience. There's a lot of emotional stuff tied to the internet. We all have to travel with work. I've been gone for 6 weeks before, and being able to FaceTime with your family and see them, it just does you some emotional good to be able to see your family versus just talking to them on the phone. So we touch so many families in so many ways with the internet. It's just we're learning stories every day of a nurse that can do her job.
That's right.
A child that got education and they really excel in that environment versus the school environment. Some people, so it's good to be a part of this, John. Really.
It is. It's very good to be a part of this. And as you said, our schedule is moving a little faster. We should be turning on the lights to everybody in the Maven district this week.
Correct.
And then our next phase is Brooksville that we've been working on simultaneously, and we expect to have that one fully lit soon, which means that we will be able to start hooking everybody up down there once we get that stuff done. And then we expect to be able to start in our Adeton phase very soon.
Yes. So to your point, that those are 3 cabinets that we've been out building fiber to that we don't have light to yet. When we say light, that's basically the power for your internet. That's how you communicate. And until there's light on it, you don't have service.
That's right.
So we've been out ahead of schedule building in those areas, and we're getting ready to cut the light on.
That's right. And so we can't put the drops on your house. So that's the second phase that Brian had alluded to. When we come to drop that service basically to your house, we have to have the light so they can do that. So once the light gets there, we'll start the drops, and then we'll come back and do the installation, and, man, everybody will be happy.
Another way this is good, I don't know if we've talked about it, John, is there's 15 co-ops in the state that's doing the same thing we're doing. And you could make the argument that this is probably one of the largest economic development projects that the state has seen. I think cumulatively it's about $1 billion investment between those 15 co-ops. Making a difference in Mississippi, John. Mississippi's been last in a lot of things, and I hope we're moving that needle a little bit.
Well, and I was fortunate enough the other night to be at an event at the Starkville Schools that they hosted with the Public Service Commission, and I got to talk to a lot of customers and potential customers for broadband. And, every one of them has a story, and there's so many of them that are working from home or have the opportunity to get a job that doesn't require them to go. And many of those jobs are outside the state of Mississippi. So people can live here in Mississippi, pay their taxes in Mississippi, shop, and raise their children here in Mississippi, and they can work anywhere in the world.
Yep, I'm glad you brought that up too. You're honing on the fact that people have to have this service, really. And like a lot of other things, the government has a program to help people that may not be able to afford it. You want to talk about that a little bit?
That's right, the emergency broadband benefit, and that is a monthly payment from the government to help offset the cost of broadband for those who may not be able to afford it, and that's $50 a month. There are a lot of ways that folks can qualify. They can go to www.getmyemergencybroadbandbenefit.com and qualify. Call us if you have any questions. We've got about 95 folks that are signed up that are getting that payment through us, and there's no limit to it. The only limit is whether you qualify and how long the program will stay in place, and it looks like it's going to be going for the foreseeable future. So, good program, helps get people connected. So
another way we're here to serve. And
that's right.
Look, if we can do anything better, remember, we're a member-owned electric cooperative. We're owned by you, the people who buy services from us. So if we can do anything better, if we can improve in any way, please reach out to us. If you have questions, concerns, call John, call myself. We'll help you any way we can.
Happy to. I do want to say one more thing. As you said, we're in the sort of the quiet weather time right now, but that's going to change soon enough. So if you have the opportunity, go online if you have an online account, or give us a call if you don't, and make sure we've got your correct information on.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, John. We need the right information. We don't sell it to a third party. We're not doing it for those reasons. We're doing it because in a storm situation, If you call in, our system knows your cell number or house number tied with your account, helps us to predict outages better. And we're really wanting to start communicating through text messages and send information to you on outages in your area. It's just imperative that we have the up-to-date information that we need.
That's right. So give us a call. Make sure we've got your correct cell phone number and landline and email address, so we can email you our monthly newsletter and things like that. So we are trying to find ways to communicate with folks better, faster, more efficiently, and if we have the correct information, that's big. So go online if you have an online account. If you don't, set one up, and you can update your information there, or just give us a call.
As always, we're here to serve. God bless you. We're here to bring light to your community. Thank you, John.
Thank you.